Good morning, everyone. I'm doing another talk on our favorite drugs, and this time we're talking about THC. Oops. THC entanglement states with Uncle Ike's nephew. So this talk brought to you by Uncle Ike's on Lake City Way. They sold me some Snickle Fritz from Seattle Cannabis Co. And Snickle Fritz Lemon Cherry Gelato is my favorite flavor and is supremely inexpensive and really funny. So maybe we should talk about why that is. I'll just go ahead and start by drawing up this molecule here. It's a pretty big one, but maybe we just need to talk about weed while we're doing it. I was actually convinced that this was an achiral molecule because they never really hear about chiral THC. Usually think about it in the context of most of the other hard drugs, and this one is a soft drug, and so I don't really think too much about it. Literally soft, as in liquid or living. But let's see. Let's see here. So methyl groups, and then anyways, second here. A little distracted drawing up all these little things here. A little hydroxy group over here. And we got the alkane tail. Talk about that in a second as well. So how many of those? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so I originally thought that that THC was achiral because it looks pretty plainer. Got a bunch of benzene rings or double bonds, which usually makes things flat. But it turns out there are 2 chiral centers here, and then also here. I was looking at this molecule before the presentation. I was like, wait a second, I want those, like, I see 3 lines in there. What's going on with that? And I think that has a lot to do with THC entanglement states, which is usually who you smoke your weed with. I don't actually smoke weed with anyone right now, so I don't really appreciate the possibility of chiral interactions within my own brain, but my hypothesis is that these chiralities, be they R or S, and whichever combinations of those that there are, the same way they are for LSD, might have something to do with forming diastereomers in the brain, and therefore connecting either vertically or laterally through branching quantum polymers that excite different synapses. So basically, if this one's R and then this one's S, maybe the next one over, if it were flipped backwards, would nest over this one most easily, and then so repeat that process until you have a flail that can lean over and touch other synapses. So what gives? Well, what kind of entanglement state is that when you're hanging out with someone on THC? It's like, my guess is that it probably has something to do with the vibe, because the shape of this molecule is not like the LSD molecule, ketamine, Molly, methamphetamine, etc. So I have some features of it, but it is distinctly not like any of them. So what does it do? Maybe it lets you figure out what you're going to eat next, because often you get hungry. Or maybe it just invites comedy, etc. We're not really so sure about those interactions yet, but this is something that we hope to research in the future. Anyways, moving on to this alkane tail. Something I've thought about in the context of organic chemistry and with a mechanical flair is what happens to these bonds which are able to rotate. So we know that double bonds don't rotate because they lock into each other with the p orbitals, but these ones here are all connected that they have some rotation. But it's not entirely chaotic. These are not spinning around arbitrarily fast based on, well, not arbitrary, but not spinning based on their speed into some sort of arrangement. But my thinking is that this tail could get wrapped around, or at least formed in such a way that whatever shape that it comes out as, whatever it is, be it a curlicue, a scribble, or anything else, will help it fit into a specific olfactory sensor, or at least something where it concerns taste. Or also, it's like if this thing happened to wrap around a ketamine molecule and that person was entangled, they too would also be transmitting with RxTX, RS ketamine network, possibly their thoughts with the person smoking THC with them. Anyways, that's what I got on THC, brought to you by Uncle Ike's and Seattle Cannabis Co. and Snickle Fritz brand lemon cherry gelato.